Hey, what's up? My name is Dhruv and this is Common Truth. And today we have quite an interesting topic of discussion, and that's to what extent should we eulogize other individuals? Because in our world, being positive about other people, giving compliments, and just being a better person all around is synonymous with the positive connotation, right? Because individuals who go to other people, who provide validation, provide gratification, and fulfill others without needing anything for themselves are considered moral beings. However, we've seen that in our society, a lot of this has become convoluted. We don't know whether something is being done for a personal gain or if it's genuine positivity. And this has brought about a lot of confusion within the community. And I just want to clear some doubts up. So what does it truly mean to be moral? And that's the first thing that we have to address in this video. What do you think it means to be moral? Because people all have definitions of good. Some people think it's just doing a good deed, something that's classified as helping another individual, helping a group of people, maybe leaving an impact for the better, or doing something that's fulfilling to yourself. Because some people consider a good deed maybe taking some time off to rethink and recalibrate. That might be considered a moral deed for some people. However, other people might consider this not so much a good deed, but moreover just personal, just withdrawal. It's not really good, but nor is it bad. So where do you stand upon that subject? What do you think is classified as a good deed? What is moral and what is not? See, that's the main problem. It's not the fact that we all have good definitions of good and what it actually is. It's the problem that we all are open to our own opinion. It's a very subjective matter. It's not one objective definition. And while this might not truly be wrong from a moral sense, I suppose, for a lack of a better word, it is wrong by the fact that a lot of individuals have their own meanings of positive. And because of that, they go about their entire lives following that version of a positive. It's kind of like having a placebo. If you believe that something works, then it's more inclined to actually work for you as an individual. This might not be for another individual. Let's say that there's a specific herb and that in your religion you believe that that herb will cure almost any disease. And let's say you come down with an illness, something that another person, a more empirical individual, would consider only medicines to be able to heal. So now let's say the herb is given to both you and that individual, it'll work better for you in most situations, and that's a scientific fact. And it's simply because of the fact that your psychology going into that situation has aligned with the fact that that herb will heal you. So subconsciously you might make more decisions to actually promote your health, and maybe the other individual doesn't. And that belief itself is something that goes about in your entire body, and that's processing that occurs. And because of that, you might end up more well than the other individual who believes it doesn't, even though it's the physical product that actually matters. See, so that's the placebo of what we call to be positivity. Something that's a moral deed, something that's a good thing to do, is based on our opinion. And because of that, even though it might be similar for individual to individual, some people might consider good things to be less good than other individuals do. So what does it truly mean? How can we lead our lives in a way that we're positive from every manner? Now this is impossible, because positivity, as I mentioned, is subjective, but some people have such a high contrast that you aren't able to please everyone in every situation. Of course, you're going to have to disappoint individuals, but that simply requires you taking a stance on a subject matter that you particularly feel like you have confidence in. If you're the president, you have to make decisions about policies and laws, despite the fact that a lot of people might berate you for it. Something that even 90% of people agree with, there's still going to be that 10% who don't. And despite the fact that it might seem overly good and it might even bring a positive impact in the future where it helps lots of people, there might be someone put in a dire situation because of it. So what does it mean to actually be positive? And this is where I return to that subject. It means it goes for the greater good. A lot of people think that if something is positive, it helps them directly. And even though we might not state this in our definition, it's something that we subconsciously believe. It's because of the fact that we've been oppressed by society. Each and every single one of us has in our own ways been oppressed to the believing that the manner that something good coming to us, maybe a social change that helps you, a law that helps you, a policy that assists you within your ease of life, is something that's positive. Something that helps maybe 1,000 other individuals, but then directly comes to you in a bad way, you might not consider as positive. Of course, it's subjective. Maybe there is a cure for a cancer that is invented, it helps millions of people, but then that puts you in a very tough financial position. Of course, you might spite the individual who came up with the cure, but you'll realize that for the greater good, it is something that's positive, and it's something that is helping the community grow and become better in every single way. So that's just what positivity is. It's very convoluted, and over the years, as we look at all of these various charitable organizations coming about, even though this itself seems positive, it's added to the confusion within the community, because a lot of individuals have gone from seeing volunteering as something that only moral people do to what a lot of people do simply for the perception of being moral. A lot of individuals don't actually want to go and help other people. It's simply for the perception that, oh, volunteering is considered a good deed. So if I do it, then I would be classified as a good person, and I can use this to leverage more positions within society, more opportunities, and maybe gain a position that I previously wasn't able to. And this is just precisely what we see with college admissions and such. People who have this mindset that are going into volunteering in saying the sense that, oh, I'm just doing it for college admissions. They're doing it for the fact that even though it is a good deed, at the end of the day, the volunteering that they're doing is having a positive impact. It's not for the positive sentiment, and it's more about the fact that they can get personal gain out of it. And that is the confusion. Is that moral, or is it not? An individual who is helping the community, but for personal reasons, is that good? See, that's the confusing part, and that it's something that's unanswerable, because that's based on what we talked about before, the subjectivity of the matter. It's up to you to decide whether that's moral or not. And it's mainly the fact that if you decide that's not moral, that's not wrong. And if you decide that it is moral, then that's not wrong either. But I would say that it's safer than sorry. You'd rather be safe than sorry to be on the position to say that that is not moral. Because then you'll be more inclined to change your mindset to one that is able to help people because of the sake of the actual sentiment behind it. You want to help people because it's actually helping them. It's assisting them with their life, and it's maybe leaving a positive impact for generations to come. You don't know what will result as from one good deed. However, you're doing it for the sake that it will leave a positive impact. And maybe along the way you stumble a few times. You might not have as easy of a time. Maybe you might not have as much motivation to pursue that. However, it's something that has to come along the journey if you want to truly be considered a good person. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I always like hearing your opinions. I like when people leave longer explanations talking about their beliefs, because that's how both sides learn. You learn in the process of writing that, and I also learn by reading it. So if you do watch this and you enjoy it, then leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, and if you want to check out my previous videos, then that's on this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.